What's going on, everybody? I'm Alex Americano. What if one day you were sitting on the couch, sitting down somewhere, just watching your favorite TV show, watching a new TV show, or watching a new movie that just came out, and then all of a sudden, a scene came to where a pregnant mother made the decision to go to a clinic and decided to kill her child. And it showed all of this happening in the scene. Now, maybe the actual scene, the actual action of the killing of the child may be fictional for the sake of the scene, for the sake of the show. But how would you feel that TV shows and movies are normalizing, popularizing the killing of infants, killing a baby? I have here an article. Fashion Magazine demands movie studios and TV networks show more parents getting abortions. Now, the decision of killing a child is disgusting in itself, but to popularize it, to make it mainstream, making something as evil as killing a life mainstream for the sake of getting more views so a show won't be less boring. Now, this article from the Daily Wire is just basically a summary of an article from a different publication or media outlet, but I have here the original article from Mary Claire. We need to see more parents having abortions in film and television. There's plenty to read here, but the main thing that I want to show, the majority of people who have abortions are already parenting. But on television and film, it's nearly always someone young, white, and wealthy who is trying to avoid parenting. But that's a very small minority of people who have abortions. Now, that's kind of far from the truth, because the majority of the people that have abortions only follow through with the abortion for the sake of their convenience. They don't want to risk their convenience, their life, their social life. They don't want to have a burden weighing on their back. So they choose to kill a life out of their own convenience to avoid parenting. Now, you have an article that's basically pushing and advocating for more abortions to be in films and TV shows. And I just don't understand how you can push for murder to be represented so heavily in media. Instead, what you should be doing is pushing for people to be more responsible, making better decisions, rather than just acting in the moment and doing something inappropriate that leads to people being in them positions. You have abstinence, adoption, and contraceptives. Killing a child is not acceptable, especially when you're killing a child for your convenience because you're not ready, you're not prepared, you're in a bad situation. Well, if those are the cases, then don't put yourself in those positions to where you end up being pregnant. Abstinence, adoption, or contraceptives. Make responsible decisions. Now, of course, whenever there are debates between pro-life and pro-murder groups, they always bring up the extreme examples of women deciding to have abortions because, they were raped. It's incest. When in reality, cases like that, few and far between, and they only make up a very small percentage of the reasons why people have abortions. I have a couple of different websites where we can look at the statistics of why people get abortions. Many people also grossly overestimate the percentage of abortions done to save women's lives or physical health in cases of rape and incest or to avoid birth defects. So here you can see a survey of more than 2.4 million aborting women performed by the states of Florida, Louisiana, Minnesota, Nebraska, South Dakota, and Utah during the years of 1996 to 2020. You have here 96.5% of all abortions are therefore performed for social or economic reasons. You see 1.14% are done to save the life or physical health of the mother, 1.28% to preserve the mental health of the mother, 0.39% in cases of rape or incest, 0.69% for fetal birth defects or eugenics, 3.5% for all the hard cases combined. So the 3.5 is for all of these above combined. And then 96.5 is for every other reason. You don't want the child. You don't want to have that burden of having to raise it because of the decision you made. It's an inconvenience. You already have kids. You need to pay more attention to them. So 96.5% is a very high percentage for reasons that don't justify killing a child. You don't need to push for more representation of a negative thing. In this case, murder. You need to be pushing for more knowledge to be spread out, for more people to be informed to make correct decisions. Just every time you get pregnant, just to run to a clinic and get an abortion, nobody's going to learn from that. People are going to use that as a fallback, as a plan B. They're going to live their life with no cares, no worries, without any fears of consequences or repercussions. And then they're going to end up in a position where they're carrying child, and then they decide to go and kill it. Life is precious, regardless of what anybody says. And for you to decide to take that life away because you don't want to raise a kid just shows the selfishness behind people's decisions. Here's another article. Common abortion reasons. Research collected from 2008 through 2010 asked women about the reasons for getting an abortion. Not financially prepared, 40%. Bad timing, not ready, or unplanned, 36%. Partner-related reasons, including the relationship is bad or new, she doesn't want to be a single mother, her partner is not supportive, does not want the baby, is abusive, or is the wrong guy, 31%. Need to focus on her other children, 29%. Interferes with educational or vocational plans, 20%. Not emotionally or mentally prepared, 19%. Health-related reasons. Includes concern for her own health, the health of the fetus, use of prescription or non-prescription drugs, alcohol or tobacco, 12%. Want a better life for a baby than she can provide. Not independent or mature enough for a baby, 7%. Influences from family or friends, 5%. Doesn't want a baby or to place the baby for adoption, 4%. So rather than placing a child for adoption who can possibly have the opportunity for a better life that you can't provide, you just want to take that opportunity away, just kill it altogether just because of what you don't want to do. That child doesn't have a say for its own life. So all of these reasons are just selfish reasons. Irresponsible. Killing a child is not acceptable. And killing a child for selfish reasons is just evil. It's an inconvenience. A child's an inconvenience. You weren't prepared. You need to focus on other children. You weren't emotionally or mentally prepared. You were prepared when you made your bed. You were prepared when the process was happening. You were prepared for everything else. But now you're not prepared. Make better decisions. Choose life other than your own convenience. Murder is murder at the end of the day. And one more thing. You have a television writer and showrunner named Merritt Tiers. Tiers says it's difficult to successfully include an abortion storyline in a show or film, especially in a way that is authentic, because most abortions are, for lack of a better word, boring. So the process of killing a child is boring. It doesn't drive up your viewership. It doesn't put the dollars in your pocket. It's different than movies and TV shows that have murder between adults in them, because with abortion, in this article, they're trying to say that using it as a tool and putting it in more movies and more TV shows is a tool for people to become aware of sex education. It's a way for people to learn about their options. So when there's a TV show involving murder between two adults, they're not advocating, they're not saying that, oh, this is how you do it. This is to inform you of ways to kill people. But for the topic of abortion, they want to use that as justification. They want to say, oh, they just want to inform people. They just want to help people with their sexual health education. At the end of the day, they're trying to normalize and popularize it, take it to a mainstream level, and that's not all right. I oppose the murdering of unborn children, and I oppose abortion being popularized. Do you?